Hi YouTube, today I'm going to share my Deepwater Horizon newspaper project for geography. Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So my project assignment was basically to do research about the Deepwater Horizon Disaster / BP oil spill and put all my knowledge into a newspaper article. They gave me a template but I didn't really like it, so I just used one that Word had. I basically used one of the newsletter templates and wrote the answers for my questions which my teachers gave out. I'm not really good at formatting the newspaper, and I ended up making it much simpler than a real newspaper, but I did more detailed research and I got a really good mark. Make sure to list your sources in the bibliography at the end for all your research. So this is my first page. Make sure to always have a title and just make it sound like some other already existing newspaper. So you always want to have a catchy title, just like a real newspaper article, and make sure to write the date and make sure to always start off with a catchy beginning. As I'm sure you already know, since you are doing it right now, make sure to do a lot of research. And make sure you always copy the links of sites that you have visited, since this is very useful and you don't have to go back to all the websites that you visited and copy and paste them later. As you work through, just copy and paste a link and put them all in one page. You can copy and paste all the links that you have later in the end and just put it on the last page. Don't forget to write your name! Make sure your format isn't boring. Don't just have one picture and then the rest is writing. Also, see if you can find an interesting template. Word has a lot of them, so they're very useful, but sometimes if you write too much, the text might not fit. So make sure you choose a template that fits all the writing you want to put on. You always want to have a map, whether that will be showing the location or how much the oil spilled. You always need to show where the location of the spill was and try to find maps to show you how much the oil was spilling. I'm sure you already know, but you always need to write about short-term and long-term impacts. Often this is split into social, economic, and environmental. I have written humans instead of social, and for my environment I wrote animals and environment since there are quite a lot of them infected, and my economic ones was the same. It is alright to write bullet points in your newspaper since there is quite a lot to write. Make sure you include graphs since they are very good for showing a lot of different information at the same time. Throughout the newspaper, you want to think about how a newspaper reporter would write. Obviously, they would use a lot of exaggerated vocabulary to keep the reader invested and interested in reading the article. Also, make sure to choose pictures that actually show something or are interesting to look at. Believe it or not, this is a newspaper, so you always want to have eye-catching pictures or pictures that stir some sort of emotion. Or obviously show something important. If you are given a list of questions, make sure to answer every single one of them by putting the question first. This is because you have the exact question as a subtitle, and therefore they cannot say that you didn't answer the question because the question is on the newspaper. I cannot stress how important talking about short-term and long-term impacts is, so I will just stress it to you now a lot. Make sure to separate them, since they are not the same thing. Make sure not to forget dates and statistics, because writing them will give you better marks since it showed you did more research. Try to add some personal accounts of people, using quotes and also making sure you research the background. Try to learn different people's perspectives and see what they were thinking or what they are thinking after the incident happened. It will be more believable if you use evidence from specialists, since they have a lot of experience in the industry. If you do more research than others, then you can make up your own conclusion and write about what you think that can happen to make the oil spill better and how they could have handled it better as well. As you can see, on my left page in the bottom right-hand side, I wrote about Nikola Tesla and how it was possible to create energy without oil. This is straying from what happened with the BP oil spill, but it still does connect to how we could have prevented the oil spill in the first place. So therefore, it is good to write about. Also, you are allowed to express your opinion afterwards. But make sure you state that this is your opinion and not a specialist's. Thank you for watching. Please comment down below what you thought about my project and subscribe to my channel so I can keep sharing my projects. Also, check out my other school projects on my channel. See you later. Bye!